Hey everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. How you doing? How you doing? It is Thursday. You know what Thursday is? Does everybody know what Thursday is? Thursday. Excuse me. Thursday is happy hour. Thursday is our happy hour where we all get together and we get happy, happy, joy, joy. Yes? That's right. We all come together. We all sing Kumbaya. We have a couple of cosmopolitans. Is that what they used to drink on Sex in the City? What were they drinking in Sex in the City? It was something that had cranberry in it, right? Or was it grenadine? What was the drink on Sex in the City? It was cosmopolitans, right? I need to grab my tea. All right, I'm back. Oh, it was cosmopolitans. I thought that was so stupid. Just how women followed Sex in the City and how they all imagined that they were Carrie Bradshaw. I watched every episode and I couldn't relate to it. And yet I watched every episode. I watched every episode thinking to myself, I don't relate to any of these people. I don't think fashion is that important. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not constantly looking for a guy to date just so that it won't work out. What would be the point of that? Could not understand the show. Yeah, couldn't get it. How is everybody? What you drinking? Say hi to us. Be sure and like and subscribe. Join the stream. This is our happy hour. We get together on Thursdays. We welcome everybody here to have a drink with us. I am drinking Barry's Gold. Got a little bit of an allergy, but not too bad today. There is pollen starting. You know, it's just starting. I can feel it in my throat. You know, the temperature gets up to about 72, give or take, and that's when everything starts to break open. And God, it's just a beautiful day out, though. We had, here in Portland, we had heavy hail and rain, and then the sun came out, and now it's all beautiful, and that's lovely. So I'm here in Portland. Like I said, I am enjoying a lovely cup of Barry's Gold tea. I will be doing the Wizio videos tonight. If you are someone who ordered a 5-minute video, if you need to have one quick reading from me, you can get a pre-taped video with me through Wizio. Like to make an announcement about the book of the month. We have a book of the month club. If you are an independent writer waiting to be discovered and you want to launch a soft launch with a small channel, well, we're median. We're at 74, a little over 74K. We do have our own, sorry, something's setting me off. We do have our own book club. It's Chuck and I started it about 2.5 years ago. It's the Taco Twosdays book club. And once a month, we select a book from an independent writer usually somebody who watches the channel. If you've written a book and you would like to share it with us, then we would love to review it. Of course, not every book that's sent to us can be chosen for our Book of the Month Club, but you stand a pretty good chance. If you're selected, then we invite you to be on the show. Then you'll have a 30-minute interview with the audience. So please send your book to me, Whimsy Anderson, care of Whimsy Anderson, at 1819 Southwest 5th Avenue, Suite 116, Portland, Oregon, 97201. The address is below. So on that note, the book of the month that we have chosen, we're very excited. Both Chuck and I are extremely excited about this. It's The Wavelength of Pure Intention. The Wavelength of Pure Intention. You can get it on Kindle, on Amazon. If you'd like to get a hard copy, you would have to go to Solace in Me, if you want to get a hard copy of the book, because I know that not everybody is into Kindle versions, but I don't mind the Kindle versions at all. And I can read it I can make it big on my computer. But if you want to get the Kindle version, you can just get it on Amazon. But that is the book we are reading. This book is meant to teach you the importance of energy, frequency, and love. So we need to stop attacking each other and I'm so glad this writer is coming on. There are reasons why we select the books we select. But we need to be vibrating higher. The second book to this has to do with equity, which can sometimes be a problem in relationships, equality. And that's because when we give and when we love, we can sometimes enter into parasitic relationships, abusive people just think it's a treasure trove that ever overflows, and then they can become parasitic. So paired nicely with the wavelength is the importance of equality, where you've got to have healthy boundaries. Even though we're these incredible loving people, we also have to have equality in our relationships. Great series. Very excited to have her on. Written by the amazing Michelle Rose LaRochelle. She'll be with us in our studios March 25th, 6 p.m. Taco Tuesdays. Hope to see you there. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to turn the camera around and find out who you are, what you eating, what you drinking, where you're coming from, and all that good stuff. Sound good? All right. Hi, Terry Gallant. Desiree Rabato is in the house. FSU, the Democrats caved. Do tell. How did we do that? I know that Musk has to appear in court. It goes right back to the red alert that Marco Rubio had given when we went into the remote, that he was an attorney and that he suspected that Musk was lying about things. And so the BS detector in Marco Rubio went off, and then Marco Rubio began filing actions secretly against Musk. This is what it appeared as. He and Republicans basically sabotaged Musk. Yeah, so that, and now they're talking about reinstating people at the various different agencies. These things we knew were going to have to go through legislation, because who controls the purse? Congress. Well, Congress approved that purse. So you can't just go in and say, screw you, Congress, right? Lucky for us, the Constitution is holding. Hello, Wendy Bird. Love you, girl. Good to see you. The amazing Wendy Bird, who designed the official hat that is worn by the Oracle. There you have it. Beautifully designed with my favorite herbs and my magic and my moon power. This is the official hat. Yes, we have an official hat. And thank you so much, Wendy, for designing it. Hi, Rose Blue. Hi, Wanda C. Cosmopolitans. Yeah, I never try them. Rose Blue. We said hi. Elise Rosenberg. Artist Liz. Hello. Shalom. Terry Gallant. Rose Blue. Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Swiftly flow the days. Hi, Jack Young. Rebecca L is in the house. Dharma Sunbird. Thank you, everyone who's become a member of the channel. It really helps keep our doors open. So much gratitude. Hi, Jack Young. Sunset, we said hi to. Olga's in the house. Marie M. Rose Blue, we said hi to. Debbie P. Becky Mungo and Bugler. Deanna Farmer and the amazing Joel Tilson is here. He has become the official floor director for the channel, and we welcome him here. Jiggy Pardo Lord, thank you so much. Amazing remote viewer, glad to see you're here, as is all the rest of you amazing students of mine. Well, what do you want to talk about? Let's do this thing. Let's take shots. I will take shots of my tea. I have never been able to drink. I've never understood drinking. I'm just one of those people. I fall asleep or I throw up. It's never been my thing. I've always been a teetotaler or a coffee drinker. And what I have noticed about people like me is that we attract other people that don't like to drink. Because when I travel, if I'm on a cruise or something, everybody's drunk and drinking. But me and my friends, if we cruise together, we're just sipping tea and looking at the scenery. I mean, I'm just not a drinker. I would have made a great Muslim. It's not like I'm sacrificing anything by not drinking. Just not my thing. Just not my thing. I like warm drinks too. I like warm drinks that soothe the soul. Except in my big weakness is when I'm in Israel, I will drink Coca-Cola with my hummus. This is like the perfect pairing if you ever go to the Middle East and you're looking for the perfect meal. If you ever go, Palestinian areas or Israel, it doesn't matter. The hummus you got to go for the hummus with the hot chickpeas on top and the sides of different pickled vegetables, warm pita, and a Coca-Cola. If you got that pairing going on, the taste of those delicious warm chickpeas in that pita bread dipped in that fresh hummus, I'm telling you, nobody makes it better than in that part of the world. Yeah. Not a drinker. Never been. Yeah, hot flashes. That's another thing. It's just not my thing. I like to be coherent. I like to be conscious. You know what I mean? Who wants to be unconscious? The only time I need to be unconscious is at night when I'm trying to get some sleep, right? All right, so let's go ahead. We've got 173 amazing people here. We're going to go ahead, do the Empaz prayer. We're going to bring it in with the Empaz prayer. And of course, if any of you would like to receive a healing at this time, we, the group, would be more than happy to put in a collective prayer for you or for anybody you know and love that needs healing. Anything else? Yes, I will be out of the country after April 22nd, and I will be probably shooting from Israel after April 22nd. I'll be out of the country. The only thing that's going to keep, if war breaks out or something, and then I have to delay my flight, but it's looking like I will be in Tel Aviv sometime around April 22nd, April 23rd. After we're doing a Taco Tuesdays, Chuck and I, in April live. It's going to be fun. You guys can have tacos with us. It'll be fun. So we're doing a live Taco Tuesday on the 22nd. Then I fly out. I guess I fly out. So I would fly out on the 23rd. And then arriving in Tel Aviv on the 24th. So from the 24th until about May 8th, I will be out of the country, give or take. That is what it's looking like. That is what it's looking like so far. All right, let's go ahead. We'll bring it on in and let's give everybody a beautiful, beautiful healing. Does that work for you? All right. Let's do it. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively, we say, Amen. And for those of you who are requesting a healing at this time for yourselves and for those you love, we come together collectively and we call on Spirit, asking for those in need to receive a perfect healing. We ask that you receive a healing in mind, in body, and in spirit. And together collectively as a community, we say again, Amen, Amen, Amen. May all souls be healed. May all souls be healed. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Will the American embassy ever be moved back to Tel Aviv? I don't think so. I think it's a non-issue at this point. I don't think that that's really. I don't think no. It's the problems we're having in Israel are much deeper than an embassy. Everyone needs to be treated with dignity and respect, and we need to help each other, and we need to have a change of heart on both sides, right? So we talk about this idea of global initiatives, right? And what we can do on a global level. And there are so many things we can do when we think, if you're thinking as a global citizen, right? How can we help? How can we be citizens of the earth? And what I had always predicted was that we would enter into a time of the global village. And I think that's really because I myself am such an Oregonian. I grew up in peace communes. I spent a lot of time in various different peace communes, and time in ashram. It's something that is near and dear to my heart. These types of private communes, kibbutzes, this sort of thing, which is why we're starting movements like the Global Oasis Alliance called GOA, which is a letter to the peaceful people of the world, the peaceful people of the world coming together to create safe zones of where we can supply jobs to Gazans and Israelis, and they can live together in these peace zones. And what we find with the studies, if you're looking at, here are some of the studies. This is an article I wrote for Medium, if people want to check it out. That most people please for peace, right? So the Global Oasis Alliance, or GOA, is a proposal where we come together with various different companies and we create safe zones where we can put people to work of all religions. And what we can do with these peace zones is that they become bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually peace reigns. And we believe that peace will reign through economic equities for peace. And this is the GOA initiative. I finished it a couple of days ago. So if you would like to know more about GOA and the initiative and how private industry can become involved in these kinds of programs, Check out the Goa Initiative. And the great thing about things like the Goa Initiative is that everybody benefits, right? Everybody benefits, not just some people, but everybody benefits because, um, yeah, we want everybody happy, and that's the goal. All right. So when I get the order, I will blitz, blitz, blitz away. Check out the Goa initiative. Yeah. The Gaza, what is it called? The Gaza Oasis, the Global Oasis Alliance. Thank you, Goa. To find out more about how you can be a part of building peace zones. Peace. We like it. Peace is good, right? All right. When I get the order, I will blitz, blitz, blitz away. And let's find out what's going on here. Let's go on. What do we got here? We got questions. We got blitzing, blitzing, blitzing. On Donner on blitzing. Yes, we got orders happening. Okay, let's go. Joel Tilson writes, Putin has said no to the ceasefire. Do I have any feelings about it? Sure. He thinks that he can take more land, and the whole purpose is for him to try and get as much land as possible. So he's a psychopath. He's not a serious person to broker a peace deal with, right? Let's take a look. I don't think so. I don't think there's any way you could take him seriously as a person who wants peace. He's invaded a sovereign country and killed and kidnapped. So pretty sick. Two of Swords. Yes. Because from Putin's perspective, if you're asking me to tell you Putin's perspective, he feels that now if he pulls back, he's accomplished nothing. And the whole purpose of the invasion was to take as much territory as possible. So if you make him leave now, well, what was the whole point of all of that? It's got to be profitable to me. This person thinks like a psychopath. So you enter into the energy of Putin, you get a Two of Swords. Absolutely no. What's in it for? What is the purpose of a ceasefire if I can't get? There's no rationale for this kind of Putin doesn't have a rationale. Well, I just want to keep going so I can amass as much territory as possible, and then we can get to ceasefire. His opposition, Two of Pentacles. So his money sources will dry out. His money sources will dry out because his opposition is back and forth with his finances. He's got he's not doing too well. Two of Pentacles would be back and forth, yo-yo. It's the flim-flam man. Maybe Putin felt that he invested poorly, or that his financial investments are questionable at this point. The hope and the fear for him that he will walk away from everything. But I made so much progress. I took Bakhmut, I took these places. I will have to leave everything. So it's very obvious to me, Joel, looking at these cards, the Two of Swords being in the 7th house for Putin is his immediate environment. Absolutely not. I'm not going to walk away from everything. What he hopes and fears, that he will give up everything. His opposition, Two of Pentacles, he's running out of financial resources. That would be the best way to describe it. The hope and fear for him, frugality. The guy is broke. I'm telling you, final outcome, Four of Pentacles. The reason I think that NATO is going to have to march on Moscow. This guy doesn't have, I'm telling you, he does not have the money to keep this going. He's already wiped out financially. He's already financially wiped out. And from his perspective, he's not rational. From his perspective, if he has to pull back and all he does is leave his company there, leave some legal stuff there, but he has to pull troops back, he has no choice. The The international courts also are right over him. Two of Cups would be a brokering of a ceasefire, and the final outcome is he's not going to win. Three of Swords. I don't think Putin can win. And if he wants to be a trade deal, if they want to open up trade with him, and he's an ally of Iran, and they're talking MBS about bringing him into the Abraham Accords, I think it's absurd. He is not a serious partner because he's not rational. He's unstable. And for that reason, you can't do business with him. This will not end well for Putin. And I'm telling you, April is a big month. There's a lot going on in April. All right. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Does that surprise you that it's going down like that? I mean, next question on the same vein. Joel wants to know what's the next move for Ukraine. I think they're very likely to get. Look, they have no choice. Why are they waiting on making Ukraine part of NATO? I don't even understand. Were they just hoping to whittle down Putin until there was nothing left? I mean, what kind of military does the guy have left? It was interesting. We had done a remote. We got a 2 of Wands about global partnerships to protect the Bering Strait, and the fact that Trump was talking with NATO about protecting Greenland, and could we buy or occupy parts of Greenland in order to secure or charge Russia to be using that space as it passes into certain areas? Could we do an embargo? It's not a stupid idea to think about those things. Of course, buying Greenland sounds insane, but if you're talking about what the remotes showed, some kind of a partnership, maybe we charge them when they enter U.S. waters. They're cutting through the ice, and they're going through parts of Greenland, and some kind of a trade deal could be brokered with Russia in the future, because a 2 of Wands would be auspicious in order for them to use those waters, which would benefit Russia and ultimately the United States. But let's take a look at the future of Ukraine and NATO. Thanks for liking and subscribing and all that good stuff. I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate your support of the channel. I appreciate the memberships. I just appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, 4 of Pentacles moving into first position. So, yeah, Ukraine has no choice. We have no choice. This is Zelensky's perspective. They're up against the wall. They're concerned about their resources. 4 of Pentacles, of course, being a frugality card, self-examination. The opposition to Zelensky would be Putin is tied up. I think Putin extended himself. He extended his military, and now he doesn't want to leave without some type of prize, hopes and fears. 6 of Cups, getting to armistice, getting to peace. And the final outcome for Ukraine is they will have the wealth. I think that it would be, if you ask me my opinion based on these cards, I would say it is wise of NATO and the West to bring Ukraine in and to make them part of greater Euro, because if they had the Euro, it would make Europe very wealthy. We have the green economy coming in as the final outcome for Ukraine, which means that, this is the breadbasket of Europe. It would be good business for them to protect Ukraine, and it would be good business for them to make Ukraine part of greater Europe. It would be financially wise of them to do so, and it would strengthen the EU quite a bit financially if they did that. They are not a charity case. We have to stop viewing with this type of juxtaposition of the cards that Ukraine is not a charity case. Ukraine is a wealthy kingdom of jewels that's under attack by a lot of people who want to get access to that stuff. And so I would say with this type of juxtaposition that they should become part of NATO, part of greater EU, and Europe would be blessed if they did so. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, the next question people want to know has to do with the fact that there's some concerns about the budget. Of course, we're concerned when we see Doge or Dodgy cutting into vital resources, and people are concerned that this new Congress is going to be cutting things even more, anything to avoid taxing the rich, right? Those Reagan tax cuts have to hold. And we've really put ourselves in a series of knots by trying to maintain Reagan's tax cuts, right? His tax cuts were the beginning of the end for our economy, and trying to maintain them has been the beginning of the end, right? Everything goes downhill after the 70s. We stop investing in our infrastructure. Our buildings start collapsing. Our schools start look like penitentiaries, right? Schools look like prisons. They don't look like schools. And all of those cuts started happening after Carter leaves, unfortunately. Right. So the other interesting thing is that Carter was very balanced as a president, right? So we had the Department of Education. He was creating a functioning society, and they were moving towards public health as well. Both he and Nixon wanted public health, were pushing for public health. So we went backwards quite a bit under Ronald Reagan, right? Okay, let's take a look and see about the future of the budget and whether or not we are able to get a budget in Congress. Not going to be good when we flip houses and it's looking good for the Democrats. People are not happy. The only way they can win an election is by preventing us from voting. So be sure and make sure all your voting stuff is up to date, particularly those of you who are in states where we have special elections. This keeps happening because we don't vote and because they throw votes out. Okay, the budget, the future of the budget, 10 of Wands, a heavy load lay ahead. It's a beast trying to get this budget to be approved by everyone. It's a heavy haul, and they're trying to get rid of pork. 10 of Wands is the heavy haul of the budget. The opposition to the budget would be victorious. That would be you and me. We are opposing this. You're firing veterans. Psycho. They had the senator from Arizona talking about people who are crying, veterans that lost their jobs at veteran services, that are help counselor. What the hell is wrong with I'm sorry, they're crazy. Hopes and fears, King of Cups, over the issue of the budget could indicate a wishy-washy or emotionalism rather than a sane, rational approach. And then the final outcome for the budget is it's business as usual, no disruption. Queen of Pentacles. The Republicans want business back. This crazy thing that's happening, they want Doge gone. This is not working for them. We will do it the old-fashioned way through legislation, just like Clinton did. But this guy's got to go. No, Queen of Pentacles is all business. The Congress is the keeper of the purse, and we will do our job. So it's that kind of a feeling. 7 of Swords regarding thieves attempting to steal, stealing or collecting data that could be used in future elections against. They're collecting data on personalities, identities. So much data goes through Starlink, and a way of viewing Starlink is like it's an airport of data. All this data is going into Starlink and it's being collected. Elon doesn't necessarily want your money, but he wants information about you. Information that he can use in order to control people, control elections, etc. And that's what makes it so unbelievably dangerous. More jobs are coming in. I see more jobs coming in, and the Democrats are bringing in more jobs, green jobs. Again, it's the same cards: Page of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. These are green jobs. A war is breaking out in Congress. A war is breaking out, a civil war. Knight of Swords is a bull in a china shop. And I'm telling you, there is a war coming in Congress, and it's a fight. This, it's an autoimmune condition. It is like America is eating itself. And the Democrats will win, because the Ace of Swords, which stands in victory with the Page of Pentacles, is the opposition. And the opposition is victorious. And furthermore, we will see the creation of more jobs. Yeah. These stimulus packages are actually very good for the United States. That's the truth. All right. So a lot of people are wondering about Musk. For example, there's now millionaires and billionaires that have been arrested. And part of their reason that they got arrested was because they were involved with Russia doing various nefarious things, including who was the Russian Frenchman who was arrested who wants protection? Can anybody look up who that was? He claims he has 25 kids. He was one of the big players, I think, in Bitcoin. And evidently he wants protection because he has a lot of evidence against Elon Musk. So there's a feeling that this is going to come up to haunt Elon Musk. I think that this particular Russian-French construct person, maybe he was a construct, a CIA construct, or a FSB construct. Who the heck knows who the guy was? Supposedly from Russian origin with possibly a French citizenship. He was arrested. And so Musk felt, when he saw somebody else that was a bigwig in the tech and was involved in shorting and everything else being arrested in France, he probably felt, well, they're gonna arrest me next. Is he going to be safe, Musk, if he goes to Europe? Possibly not, because of the fact that they had been arresting other people as well. Yeah, French-Russian businessman. French-Russian businessman arrested. And he had a relationship with crypto. We'll figure it out. What was his name? Yeah, what's interesting, yeah, there's a lot going on, but there's a lot of French crypto entrepreneurs. Pavel Durov. I can't pronounce names. Oh. CEO of Telegram. Yeah, he got himself in trouble because, he was taking money from foreign governments for Telegram. So again, the next question is, well, who were the foreign governments that Elon Musk used in order to buy X? And Pavel is basically the French-Russian version of Elon Musk. And he's in a lot of trouble. He is in a lot of trouble, and he's probably turning state's evidence against Elon Musk. So they're building a case to take down these crypto tycoons that are basically part of these international mafias buying up media in order to, you guessed it, take further control over the way people vote. And if that doesn't work, Elon will just gather as much information as he can about you, which is what he's doing right now. He's just gone in and find our social securities, who we are, who we vote for, and figure out some lame reason to make sure we never vote again, right? So those are the bigger concerns. When he jokes and says, oh, I don't need your money, there's some truth to that, because he is the king of the world. He can do whatever the hell he likes. He owns most of he owns the majority of the Bitcoin. No, what he wants is power and control. Power and control is more important to Elon Musk than just money. The money is used to have power and control. He's there to get power and control over you, power and control over everybody else. So, will he flee the country? Where's he going to go? He's wanted everywhere. They'd probably arrest him in Brazil. Didn't they say that? They're going to arrest him in Europe. I don't even know if he's safe in Canada at this point. Or are they going to arrest him in South Africa? I mean, like, where can the guy go? It's really looking pretty bad. Maybe the Middle East. Leaving Chariot. He's got his own plane and he's got to get permission if he can enter into certain places, but they're showing him traveling, leaving. There's a part of him that feels underappreciated in the United States. Maybe I should just leave. You have to realize that he's stunted. He's 10 years old. He has a head injury, like Roseanne Barr had a similar head injury when she was 10. The problem with these types of injuries is that they can damage the prefrontal cortex, the frontal cortex. I'm a physician. They can have an impact on impulse control, particularly if you're talking about the types of injuries that Elon Musk and Roseanne Barr had, both traumatic head injuries, the most vulnerable area being like the left temporal lobe. If you look at the studies from Daniel Amen, where people have anger issues, impulse control issues, and that's from these types of injuries. And in fact, and because they lack impulse control, they will do things before they may be the most brilliant people in the world. I mean, most people would argue that Roseanne Barr is a brilliant comedian, but she's mentally unstable and she has poor impulse control. And she'll say, it's because she got hit by a car when she was out playing when she was 10 years old. She broke her skull. And the reason why the temporal area is so vulnerable, why scientists, we research this area, is because the temporal bone is vulnerable. It's one of the more soft areas. And so this is the area where we can see injuries, and not just impulse control, but anger and violence associated with impulse control issues when we have injuries in those areas. So he's not mentally stable. He's not a mentally stable guy. He is good at single-minded concentration. This is the guy that will sit there for 20 hours a day working on a problem. That could be because he has Asperger's. I have a lot of friends with Asperger's. My ex-husband had Asperger's. And they can sit. I mean, it's just incredible to me. I can't do that, but my ex-husband could sit for 16 hours collecting data. I just was so impressed. Like, how the hell because he was autistic, he could speak 50 languages. I mean, it was incredible. He's like, what are you learning? I'm learning German. I'm learning Russian. I'm learning French. He could speak. No, I don't speak very good French. And then he would learn a language. He would sit down and absorb it. That kind of single-minded attention is kind of the gift. I wish I had that Asperger's has. But he gets that. When you go into this energy of Elon Musk, he will sit there for hours and hours and hours. That's a mastery card, looking for solutions. And it's probably the only time he's going to be happy. Final outcome he got himself in a situation, Elon Musk, that he's in legal trouble. I can tell you that right now, because for those of you who are readers, 8 of Pentacles can be legal. It's red tape. This guy is possibly he's in trouble. He's in serious trouble. You guys want to talk about it? Why are we surprised? He has to go before the judge. He's now fighting with, I mean, I didn't even know Marco Rubio was an attorney. The only reason I found out he was an attorney is because I practice Vajrayana HCRV. I'm a HCRV practitioner. So we become the subject, right? So when I became Marco Rubio, I wanted to know what the hell is going on here. And I don't believe and I started calling him out, and I can tell when I was like, whoa, this personality is like an attorney. Sure enough, he was an attorney. But yeah, Eight of Swords coming in for him. He has put himself in a situation that he cannot get out of. I think he's going to be taken out financially because of lawsuits. Eight of Swords. Now the people that invested in Tesla want their money back. What the hell is this? So now they're demanding because we see we're going bankrupt. So he's all tied up in legal issues. Remember, Eight of Swords, that tying up often is legal red tape. His futures, he's going to have to come to mama. By the way, there's nothing stronger, more powerful in the government. Nothing overrides the Constitution. And the Constitution presents as the Hierophant. The higher ethos for the nation is the Constitution. He can't override the Constitution. His opposition is the courts. He will be stopped by the courts. I knew this was going to happen. I feel so much better about being an American. Oh, my goodness. Hopes and fears that the sun will come out. He's going to be exposed. So it's not just that Marco Rubio. I'm after you. I know what you're up to. Marco Rubio and these others that don't trust him, and I see what you're up to. It's not just that they're going after him. It's more than that. They want to expose him. The sun. They want to expose him. And then the final outcome, Queen of Wands. He is in trouble. He is in trouble. They're going to, I don't know. I think that they're going to get dirt on him and expose him. The fact that Eight of Swords is there, the sun is coming out. This guy's in trouble. He made too many enemies. Crying. He was crying today. Yesterday he was crying in the president's office. Evidently he cries a lot. And like Joel is saying, that the Tesla people are just fed up, and rightly so. They put their hard money in this. They've got kids they're putting through college, and they got this guy having meltdowns and all this crazy behavior. I'd be done with him too. Raymond de Pascal, Elon's head injury is the main reason for his drug use. It could be he has poor impulse control. He does things he shouldn't have done. Then he feels guilty and ashamed. And he doesn't like feeling guilty and ashamed. So the great thing, about taking these drugs is that he doesn't have to feel guilt and shame, because the drugs take away the ability to feel shame. Other thing that was being pointed out, and we mentioned it earlier today, was the fact that Elon's getting his contracts cut. I mean, we're talking about Alberta cutting contracts. Alberta, Canada had a major contract with Starlink, and now it's out the window. And what is that, $60 million or something every month or so? It was like an unbelievable amount of money. And he's taken a real hit here. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look at Canada's future relationship. I don't think it's going well. Like, where can he go? If he's wanted in Europe, they're talking about arresting him. His opposition is the Queen of Swords, and she seeks truth and justice, and often associated with the courts. So yeah, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Also, Eight of Swords is legal. It's red tape. So yeah, he's in trouble. He's in really serious trouble. It's a shame. Oh, God, the guy really screwed his life up. Okay, Canada is canceling his contracts. Yeah, can you believe it? Smoother waters lay ahead for Canada. We're going to be fine because we know who we are. We don't have to do business with criminals. Canada, don't worry about Canada. We're fine. Six of Swords over Canada. As I had said in previous remotes, I believe that Canada will be suing the United States in international courts, possibly for violation of trade contracts. You can't just change the rules and throw a tariff after we've signed, because you're in violation of the contracts that we had previously. That's what Canada is. Because I got the feed on it. It's not, is it public information yet? I always have to check because I'll get the feed and then I have to wait a couple weeks. But yeah, they're suing, and it looks like France is going to be piggybacking on that lawsuit, from what I could figure out. Opposition, Ace of Wands. Yeah, so basically, what happens is that then it becomes this kind of irrational thing where if they don't do business with Elon, America could, you better do business with Elon. Yeah, he's hurting my feelings. You go. There's this feeling, Ace of Wands, is to go into battle with the United States. So what's crazy about this is it almost looks like Elon is crying on Trump's shoulder, and then Trump is going to go back, and I'm going to call Canada. And if you don't take Elon back, I'm going to, that it has that kind of, there it is again, that 8 of Swords moving into 9th position. He's really screwed his life up. Lovers, he's going to have to learn to work with people. Mr. Musk, you're not the only game in town. You're not the only one producing Starlink qualities. The final outcome is that Canada wins, the opposition loses. Yeah, the United States says you can't be in violation of your contracts like that, which is what they did. Well, they'll prove it. It is true. We are in violation. We can't just change the rules, existing contracts. Because if you owned a company out of Canada and you were guaranteed certain things, and then you get slammed with a bunch of tariffs, yeah, you're going to sue. You're going to damn right you're going to sue. And that's precisely what we see here. King of Cups is Elon, highly emotional king. He's also a Cancer. 9 of Swords. He ain't doing too well. In the end, Canada wins 3 of Cups. In plainer words, we will have to back down from our threats of tariffs against Canada because we don't have a legal leg to stand on. You can't do that to people. You can't just change. Today I'm going to charge you $100,000, even though it was, $10 yesterday. People are going to take you to court, and that's exactly what we see here. Anybody surprised by that? Are you guys surprised? Look at Elon, man. Here's Canada. Look at him fighting back, but it doesn't help. War. The War King is right over. Mr. Emotional. Look at this. And then he falls with the Lovers. He's going to have to change his ways, or he's not going to have a career. He's not going to have anything. He's going to lose it all. I think there's a lesson here for all of us. I do. I think there's a lesson here for all of us. Be nice, man. When I'm not nice, I pay. There's so many people that have done nice things for me. And when I'm in one of my bitchy moods, because whatever, I always have to learn the hard way, right? So, yeah, that's right. Canada not only cancels Elon's contracts, but takes legal action against the United States for a violation of trade contracts. I'm not surprised. And to be quite honest with you, I'm glad they're doing that because it's inappropriate. What happened, everything that happened was completely inappropriate. So I'm glad we're doing that. Okay, as many of you know, there's a lot that's going on with Saudi Arabia. We now have MBS, bin Salman. He's trying to broker a deal with Zelensky because he, of course, has a vested interest in seeing the Abraham Accords being successful, and he'd like to get the trade up and running. And quite frankly, I think we'd all like to see the trade. Trade equals peace. And of course, MBS is right about that. When people have jobs, when they have security, that's why we support GOA, the Global Oasis Alliance, right? Because we understand that when people have security, when they have jobs, when they have et cetera, they're less likely to go make mischief, right? So let's go ahead. We're going to take a little brief look at the Middle East right now, what's going on with Saudi Arabia, whether or not we're going to be able to see good things from that part of the world. We know that Saudi Arabia is modernizing quite a bit, and that's been met with some opposition, but things are changing really rapidly for Saudi Arabia as they move towards modernization, etc. Let's take a look. I got a good feeling about it. Saudi Arabia. All right, what is going on with Saudi? MBS, it's over. Knight of Wands, or Pentacles, excuse me, Knight of Pentacles. He is the knight that goes nowhere. He is the knight that takes it easy, slows down, and surveys the situation. There's a lot going on right now in the Middle East. First off, he's trying to broker a deal with Zelensky, and he's trying to get the war to stop. He's also trying to broker a deal for Gaza, Egypt, etc. This idea that Saudi Arabia is in a position of Knight of Swords tells me that we really don't know where we're headed, or that there's a stalemate. We don't have ceasefire in Israel. That's Israel and Gaza. We do, but not really. And same thing is going on with Ukraine. So MBS is trying to be the Islam, right? He wants the caravan to start moving, right? We want the caravan, and we want the Oasis, right? So it means trillions of dollars for Saudi, right? If they can get these Oasis up and running. But right now, it feels to me like there's a huge stalemate. The opposition to peace, Eight of Swords. Government bureaucracy, being unable to work with certain people, not having people that you can broker with for whatever reason, right? Legal issues, the hopes and the fears. April, something going on. I keep getting this exciting energy, April, and then the final outcome is a judgment coming. The other thing I would say is that you get the impression when you go into this that MBS likes Zelensky a lot. That to the surprise of Zelensky and to the surprise of MBS, they just really hit it off. That's bad news for Putin, because MBS sees something in Zelensky that he likes, and that makes him lean more towards Zelensky. That's interesting to me. I just saw something is floating right on top of I've got a fairy. Hello. Welcome. Huh. I got a ball floating around. Yeah, I don't. That's very cool. Zelensky's going to win. And I would say that we have Zelensky getting to peace by April. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so Saudi Arabia is going to be very instrumental in getting to peace. And I'm not seeing the Abraham Accords, but I was seeing him. He's going to be able to work with Zelensky. Let me just check the Abraham Accords and see about Gaza, if MBS can broker a deal on Gaza. But I'm getting very good energy for Zelensky, because I saw Zelensky signing a contract with that Eight of Pentacles. So Zelensky's doing business with MBS. Those two are like, great, I'll sell you the grain directly. This is not, I can't imagine Putin would be happy about this. Ace of Cups. Opposition magician. Interesting. Little bit of a power play going on in the Middle East right now. Interesting. Hopes and fears again. Can they get to peace? And then the final outcome for Gaza, Israel, a peace contract. We've got a contract, phase 2, possibly within 3 weeks. Wow. I got mixed feelings about MBS. Like if he did they prove MBS had that guy's fingers chopped off, or was it somebody associated with MBS? I heard it was not MBS, it was his secretary. I don't know. I'd be really disappointed because MBS is really cool. When you go into it, he may have not known as much. I don't know. It would be disappointing because there's a lot of really great things about bin Salman. He's a huge feminist. He has really pushed for women's rights. I mean, he's doing great things for Saudi Arabia. So it would be disappointing if he really was involved in the killing of Khashoggi. But yeah, he's getting to 3 of Pentacles. So I think we're going to be able to see some kind of peace deal that sticks in Gaza in the next couple of weeks. That's good for us. Wow. Great cards. Wow. Did you guys have fun? Did you have a nice happy hour? Yeah. I mean, where is Elon going to go if he's wanted by Interpol? If they're going to arrest him in France? Well, he could go to Switzerland. They're threatening to arrest him in Brazil. So that probably not good for him to go to certain parts of South America. I mean, what can I tell you? Yeah, MBS has been great for Saudi Arabia. He's been great for the Saudi people. That's why I've just heard different things. I've heard that it was somebody in his administration and that it was not him. And then I've heard that he knew everything about it. It's disappointing if that's the case because in other ways, MBS is considered a great man. And then to have something like that taint his legacy is such a shame because, God, talk about, he has really, the women in Saudi love him, and he's good looking too. Well, I mean, they couldn't even drive cars before he got them cars. He got the right to have a job, the right to have cameras in their places of work because they were complaining about harassment. So he's like, great, camera in every place. I mean, he's done great things for the women of Saudi Arabia. So it's a shame, yeah, that he's got something like that. Yeah, it's incredible. And then he's also really into the new green economy. He's a huge environmentalist, so he's trying to get them off oil. That's the other thing. So he's investing in the new green economy. He's into Oasis zones. I mean, yes, the guy got his fingers cut off. She's like, oh, please, please. I want to believe MBS didn't know. I need to believe it so that I can continue to believe that he's this, because he has done so many great things for Saudi Arabia. I know. Cutting off fingers of Khashoggi. That was bad. Saudi, that was why the prince got involved in social activism and liberalism, was because of 9/11. Did he go to Switzerland for his education? He has a Western education. He's a Western boy. He loves the West. He wants, what he has gone on record saying is he wants Saudi Arabia to function like a regular country. And that means getting rid of the religious nut jobs. Oh, hi, Terry. Good to see you here. His body was chopped up and it was thrown in, they think, the flower patch of the Turkish, the Saudi Arabian embassy in Turkey. Evidently, there was an internal investigation that showed that that the prince was not guilty, but he runs the country. So how much can you rely on it? I guess the prince had them all executed too. They all got put to death. I don't know. You won't be going to Saudi Arabia? I will be. I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing all the Gulf countries. I'm probably going to have a quick stopover. It would be great if I had time to be in Egypt and Dubai, Cairo, but I won't have time. I've just got too many commitments. But I will be in probably Dubai for about 3 days. Zelensky is great, and what I loved about the remotes today was that it showed that Zelensky and MBS had this kind of thing connection. Like, I think like they're about the same age, I think Zelensky's a little older, but they're like buddies they're like hanging out, hey cousin. Also, he's a cousin, right? MBS is a cousin, right? We're all Bedouin, right? Jews, Arabs, we're all Bedouin. We all come from the same Abraham, right? He was a Bedouin from Iraq, right? We're all Bedouin, right? So, maybe there's this connection there, like, hey, cousin, that he didn't feel with Putin, but you definitely get the impression when you go into it that Zelensky and MBS, I think there's some pictures too, but it came up a lot today that Zelensky and MBS just really hit it off. The other thing that's nice is that you just feel it. You just feel in the energy that these two people are going to love each other. That's the best. They just hit it off. You know how sometimes people just like each other? The vibe that you get when you're a remote viewer, right? And they like each other a lot. They're just digging on each other's vibe. So, and I think the reason why is because Zelensky exemplifies a lot of the characteristics that a Bedouin man would find agreeable, willing to fight and die bravely to protect his country. These are not things that MBS sees in Putin. These are things he sees in Zelensky. This is a man. I am standing next to a real man. This is a Bedouin. This is a man. We share the Bedouin blood. This is a Bedouin. This is a man that will die for his country. So there's this kind of connection, cousin, they even look a little bit alike, like, hey, we're related. So there's that. And MBS doesn't have that. I don't feel that with Putin. With Putin, it's more, you feel a sense of stress, like, I've got to make a deal with this guy. Yeah. Oh, Bedouins. Yeah. Bedouins will save the world. If you look at the Goa project, if you look at Goa was created as a, Goa is based on the philosophy of Bedouins, the Global Oasis Alliance, a peaceful vision for Gaza and beyond, dedicated to the peaceful people of the world, the Global Oasis Alliance. And so it's where businesses and private investors and crowdfund buy or rent land, and then they invite people to come and work that get hired. And then they all live together on a kibbutz. It's basically a kibbutz structure, and everyone is equal. Palestinians, Jews, everybody is equal. And it's inclusive redevelopment. And so they go into areas that are undeveloped, like the Negev. Yeah, I like this saying, we are the, I like this song they were doing. We are the world. We are the Bedouin. Cute song kids were singing. But that's the structure of Goa. So it starts with an investment of $35 to $45 billion budget. And they would go into areas that are being undeveloped, parts of the Negev, parts of the West Bank that are undeveloped, and creating industry for the common good. Yeah, I got to get people back to work. All right. Thank you so much for your love and your support, and for hanging out with me for this amazing Thursday get together. If you're trying to get in with a reading with me, for a reading with me, you can find that information below by booking through Booksy. Or if you need just a quick 5-minute reading, tarot, I do those through Wizio. That information is below. Usually takes me about a week to get through everybody's questions, and that's a cheap way to get a question back from me. All right. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Much love, much appreciation.